Okay, welcome back to the channel. Hobby1 Kenobi here. I thought I'd show you what I look like, maybe put a little face on some of these videos and some of these builds. My name is Jason McChristian, and I wanted to do something a little bit different this time around because I wanted to get into aircraft. I haven't actually built aircraft in about 5 years, and so I thought I'd go ahead and start this video a little bit differently. At the time of this video, I've got 92 subscribers. Pretty pleased with those numbers. Not as big as other YouTube video, folks, but I'm really happy with those numbers. And if you're a follower or a subscriber, I sure appreciate it. It's really amazing to think that people are watching the stuff that I build. So thanks a lot. Let's go ahead and dig right into the model. I thought I'd show you what I picked up. I'll be working on the F-20 Tigershark from Freedom Model Kits. I'd never seen this company before, so I thought I'd give it a shot. The reason I chose this vehicle, first of all, I've always wanted to build one. I loved the old monogram black F-20. I thought it was just so cool looking as a kid. And I thought this would be a great one to get into since I'm getting, again, back into aircraft. And it's pretty straightforward. It's a simple vehicle, not very complicated. The paint job, I'm just going to go for the black, the black scheme. So I'm not really setting myself up for a lot of difficulty. I just wanted to kind of keep it simple, keep it straightforward. Start with a brand new kit. Granted, a kit that a company that I've never worked on before, but at least it's up to date. And I imagine that the molding is going to be pretty good and the fit's going to be pretty good. So we'll see as we go along. But I think this will be a good sort of restarter kit, if you will. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. F-20 Tigershark. Okay, here we go. This is the F-20A Tigershark, again by Freedom Model Kits. Let's have a look inside. All right, let's take a look here. So we've got, all right, looks like we have a tree titled or named M3. M3. Okay, the molding looks pretty good so far. I believe this is a napalm bomb. Not likely to use it. I don't really want to necessarily arm this vehicle. I didn't want to. I mean, these are prototypes we're dealing with, so I think if they did put any armament on, it would just be for show or for testing. As I understand this vehicle, oh, interesting, okay. Got these marked PC1 and PC2. I wonder if I need to keep that straight or not. This vehicle went up against, so it was a Northrop vehicle, and it went up against the F-16 Fighting Falcon. Perhaps you can remind me, was the Fighting Falcon a McDonnell Douglas aircraft? That's an F-15. Oh, General Dynamics F-16, okay. They went up against each other, and the F-16 won out. All right, I'm noticing a little bit of an issue with the canopy here. I'm sure if you can pick it up on the camera or not, but as I rock it back and forth, I can see some ridges all along here. So I'm going to have to see what that's about. I wonder if I can polish that out or not. But at any rate, let's move on. So yeah, the F-16 won out. I believe when they were showing this vehicle to the prospective buyer, I believe there were some crashes. So that doesn't bode very well. Again, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. All right, so I'm noticing it looks like this. So this is one color of mold of plastic, and here's another set of colors. I wonder if this is so that they can keep. They can do different versions and just sort of keep the base the same, and then whatever they need to adjust will be on this tree. So, all right, this is tree E. There are other F-20 kits by this company. Again, I wanted to go with the black scheme, the early version, prototype. I believe the other ones might just be like what if models. I'm not really interested in what ifs though. Alright. Yes, this is all canopy or a cockpit area. Okay, molding's not too bad here. And here's the instrument panel. I'm not planning to go crazy on this model, so I'm just going to kind of build it out of the box. I say I'm going to build it out of the box, and I don't think I've ever actually built a model out of the box. I always end up adding wires somewhere or adjusting it in some way. So I'm going to try to go as close as I can to out of the box, though. I will tell you I have another kit on its way as well, so when I finish this one I can just start right on it. And that one's going to be a bit more complex. It's the OV-10A by ICM, the Bronco. Another vehicle I've always loved as a child, as a kid. And I loved that old Testors model. Never was able to finish it. Even as an adult, I attempted it again, and it was just lacking so much that it was just hard for me to even be motivated to finish it. But I'm going to give their ICM version a try. Alright, so yeah, everything looks fairly crisp molding on the wings here. This is yeah, I'm guessing the top of the wing. Yeah, very cool. Very cool. I do have a T-33 kit lying around somewhere. And I wonder, I think I've got some seats in it, and I wonder if the F5 and F-20 and T-33 are similar enough to where I can use the aftermarket seat. Probably not, but I'll break that out and see what I can do with it. Yeah, this looks like a fuel tank. So I will probably put the fuel tank on. Alright. And then now we have the decals. We have some photo etch here. Nice. Looks like some railing for the canopy. Excellent. I'm excited about that. And then some decals. I'm not likely to do the decals for the instrument panel. I've never done that. I always like to paint it. But it does give me a good guide as to some of the colors I should anticipate. A little concerned with some of these decals here. They look... I wonder if that's moisture. Let's have a look. Don't want to have to get aftermarket decals if I can... Actually, I don't even know if aftermarket decals are available for this thing. Okay, they look... Yeah, there appears to be... Oh, okay. It's a plastic covering. Nice touch. Okay. Yeah, that threw me off. Okay, so I'm seeing just a little bit of... It might just be... there's a little bit of residue on it. That might just be from the plastic. I think it's okay. I think once I get these in water, any of sort of little blemish will go away. But that... Wow, okay. Wow. So they put a plastic covering over the decals. Silly me, I'm going to throw it away now and probably end up regretting that, but alright. Nice touch. Okay. This is impressive. Look at all these insignia from different countries. This is Australia, Canada. I believe that's China. That's incredible. So again, I guess just sort of what if versions. That's great. That could be useful on other kits as well. All right, and then we have, let's keep the PE clear. What do we have going here? Instructions, and then the paint instructions. Oh, this is a nice little booklet here. Thick paper. Looks pretty clear. Okay, kind of a fold out here. Interesting. Alright, yeah, this will be, we're going to dig into this. It'll be a lot of fun. And then the instructions for the paint scheme. And so I've got red, I don't know if I can pick all these up on the camera or not, red, the gray, second prototype 8385. This is a Paris Air Show 83, and then the version first, second, third prototype for 84 to 86. And these are what I'm going to do. And I was looking at these earlier. I think I'm going to go ahead and go for the second prototype, which is here with the number 340. That's the plan. All right, here we are. Let's go ahead and get started. We're just going to clip these parts off. Pretty much everything here needs to come off. I'm going to wait on these hinges for the canopy. But yeah, actually, I'm going to wait on these parts as well. So cockpit first. As is typical, I like to clip away from the part. And let's go ahead and let's take these off because I'm going to need to take care of, just make sure everything fits well. Yeah, let's go ahead and deal with the joystick now. I used to wait till in the last moments of the build for aircraft. One of the last things I would do would be putting the joystick in. But let's deal with it now. Okay, trim off parts that don't need to be here. Clean up. Take a closer look here, make sure. Alright, and just to let you know, I do like to use a visor. This is a pretty standard, excellent optivisor. My father's a jeweler, and so this is the kind of visor he would use. And these work really, really well. I've always liked using them. Let's see. A little bit of flash on this part. So try to take that a little bit. Yeah, not too much. I'm not sure if this tab needs to be there or not. There's an attachment point, so I'm going to leave it for now. Those are good. I'm going to leave these for now and not worry too much about it. This one. Alright. And then finally, these little foot pedals. So far, I'm seeing decent detail, but I feel like the detail on this plastic is a little bit different than the grayer, the darker gray. These feel a little bit not as crisp, so it's a little bit disappointing in that regard. But let's, again, I'm not going to get too crazy on this build. And also the plastics, yeah, it's pretty soft plastic. I'm even saying it doesn't quite feel. I don't know. Right. Okay, we're not going to worry about the backside here. We're not going to see that once it's set in. I do want to kind of separate some of the extra flash. And then I forgot about the control stick here. Do have the non-quick setting type, extra thin, and then I'll always have some Zap-A-Gap, some super glue, cyanacrylate ester lying around. And these are really the three glues that I use, with the quick setting being like 80% of the time, and the rest of the time are these two. Okay. So just want to take a look at that fit one more time. Oh, I do want to take, okay, let's take a look at the part labeled C55. Yeah. So I decided, as you might have noticed, I'm just talking as I go along here. I'm planning on not doing any voiceover. Alright, let's find, let's be at it later. Alright, let's do it. Add a pretty good amount here. Alright. And add a bit here. Give it a good squeeze. What I like about this glue is that it really is gap filling. Because what I'm doing is I'm putting the pieces together first, then applying the liquid cement, and it runs into the crevices. And if I wait just a moment and then give a nice squeeze, the plastic is melting and it oozes out and fills in these little gaps. That's the real benefit to using liquid cement. Alright, before I do set too well, let me go ahead and add this piece on now. There's a little bit of give, but that only lasts for so long before the liquid cement does set. Alright, I'm going to take a closer look here. Make sure I do this just right. Oh, I see. Okay, it's a little bit finicky. Alright, let me show you the benefit to the non-quick setting type. This you want to add before you add the pieces. You want to move kind of quick here because it will evaporate after a while. See, now I'm able to put the pieces together after I've applied it. Okay, and then what I'll do, now that it's still and in place, then I'll come back with the extra, then quick setting, and fill it. Give a little bit of squeeze, fill some gaps. Not all gaps are created equal. I don't want to fill all gaps, so we want to be careful. But a part like this, I'm not too worried about it, whether it's just a big gap there or not. Alright, I've got these little pieces on the ends here. I need to be careful with them. I keep kind of squeezing them. So be careful. Okay, good. Looks good. Now let's check how kind of straight everything is at this point. Because if the seat is at, if the part's glued at an angle, it's not going to work out great. Alright, so I got a little bit of fit issue here. Yeah, just make some adjustments. Alright. This part is having a hard time getting in there. Okay, there we go. So, I'm looking at alignment now. Okay, I'm kind of looking straight down, across. I'm looking at along the side, from the back, making sure that it's gluing or drying in a way that the seat remains straight and will go into its position well. Okay, that's what I'm concerned with right now. Everything looks good. I'm really pleased with how that turned out. Modelers work at different speeds. Some modelers might think I'm moving too quickly here. Other modelers might think I'm moving too slow. Let me know in the comments. I'm curious to know, are you kind of a quicker builder or are you a slower builder? When it comes to fitting, I really, really want things to fit well. And I want to make sure that I'm getting all the gaps and everything else figured out. So. Okay, next up, I'm going to deal with the instrument panel. Okay, this piece needs to remove the center one. And I'm going to work it down just a little bit. So now it's going to go like that. Now, I want to paint everything on this panel separately. So I'm going to leave it off for now. I'm going to leave this off for now. I might go ahead and just glue this on. No, I'm going to leave them off for now. Okay, now I'm kind of curious about what's going on here. Okay. So I've got all right. Wow, get out. All right, so now I'm wondering, do any of these any of these marks visible? And I'm talking about the pin marks here or here or here, and it looks, this one might be just ever so slightly. Oh boy, butterfingers here. Yeah, just a slight. So I'm just going to bring this down. For this, I like to use a, where's our scalpel? Okay. Let's go ahead and find the sweet spot. There we go. Okay, just the right angle. Kind of work it down. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. Come at it at different angles. And it eventually just disappears. I don't need to worry about all of it, really. It was just up to that point, but I think I got all that anyhow. That's my favorite way to deal with pin marks. Sometimes they do need to be filled in though. It looks like we can get away. I'll get it at different angles. I'll just stay scraping on one side or the other. Make sure we're in view here. Okay, there we go. There we go. If it looks like there's a bit of an indentation, I'll go ahead and sand. Just kind of level everything out a little bit. Again, not a huge concern. Not a very visible place. That's supposed to be there. And these are the control panels on the side. They're supposed to be there. All right. I'm going to want to take care of this before I get too far. And there's some texture along here that looks intentional. I guess they're trying to imply some sort of padded surface. I'm not exactly certain. Either way, I need to bring this down with the sanding stick, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it. And if it removes that texture, I kind of don't really care. Yeah. I'm just going to remove it all off. In fact, something doesn't look right about it. And focus a little bit on that spot right there. Alright, and let's do the same on the other side. And I think we're going to stop the video there. Thank you so much for watching. Please do hit subscribe if you haven't already. If you're an armor modeler and you're looking to get back, you want me to get back to armor, don't worry. I've got an, I think it's Cyber Hobby, SA9 Gaskin at the wings, waiting to be worked on, so that might be our next project. Got a couple of things I could do too. So don't worry, we'll get back to armor. Stay with us, and thank you so much for watching.